So are you used to this yet, seeing your name in huge letters behind you, or are you still pinching yourself?
I'm still pinching myself. I mean, I am used to it because we did a whole year in this room. But boy, I tell you, it is an amazing feeling, and I feel like the luckiest guy in the world.
So what's the best part about hosting your own talk show?
I think it's the people I get to meet, the people I get to learn from. The whole point of our show is to entertain people and inspire them, make them feel better, and I get to get a up close and personal view of these amazing people who do just that. I mean, I love to sing and play music and entertain, but so much of the time is spent with me sort of sitting in awe of these incredible people who are sitting in the chair you're sitting in, and I love to be able to share that with America and the world.
What's been the most surprising part about the last season?
I guess the most surprising thing would be to see the reaction of people who do it a lot, which is different than you would expect. So they have people who have never been on television before, and they come out, and it can be a little bit daunting because you're under the lights and there's loud music. But for people who do it all the time, like people in this business or celebrities, almost without question, they say during the commercial break, wow, this was different than I thought it was going to be, which is a great compliment because there are some great TV shows out there, but I wanted to give them something different. I want to make them feel like they're having an experience that they can't have anywhere else. And to hear them so frequently say, this is different, really is a nice feeling.
What do you think they're picking up on? What is different?
I think it's the fact that we're actually having a real conversation that will go anywhere they want it to go. So let's say you have Russell Crowe on the show, and he has a movie he's promoting. Well, it's my job to make sure that everybody knows about that movie. But I also am fascinated about Russell Crowe, so I might start asking him some questions with nothing in mind other than I'm interested, and I think the audience might be interested, and he might answer, which might lead to something else. That doesn't happen too much on TV. Normally things are a little bit more scripted, and I think many people like the fact that I'm genuinely listening to them and I really want to know about them. And I think we all like to share stories about ourselves, and to know that we're being celebrated is a nice feeling, and that's something that happens a lot here.
So do you think the fact that you yourself were a celebrity for so many years impacted the way you now approach the celebrity guests that you have on the show?
I would think so. It's almost like you don't have to be an actor to be a great director, but if you have been an actor at some point, I think it adds to your perspective. And it's the same thing here. Like, I've sat in that chair so many times over the last decades that I know what I like, and I try to sort of bounce that back if I can.
So what was the one thing that you liked when you were in the interviewee seat that you now apply in the interviewer seat?
I like to know that the person that's asking the questions is really listening to the answer, like really listening, not worried about when the commercial's coming or worried about when the next joke is coming. I really, and I also like to be made to feel like I'm the special person there. Like it's not about the person asking the questions as much as it is about the person in that chair. I mean, I already have my name on the marquee. It's already the Harry show. So I love knowing that, and I've done some amazing, for example, David Letterman was one of the best ever at being really quick and really funny and being able to run his show and at the same time really listening to what I had to say. So I like that feeling.
Are you feeling that right now?
Totally. No, you're very engaged, and that's why you have the job you have. Because,
well, no, I wasn't looking for a compliment.
No, but you get it anyway because I think you understand that idea.
Let's look back at season 1. What was the craziest moment on and off the set?
I think some of the stuff they have me do in a segment called Harry Tries, which are genuine surprises to me, where they'll set up these crazy scenarios for me to try all these different things. And I'll try it, but I don't always succeed, like getting on a balance beam with Olympic gymnast Laurie Hernandez, or having to race Jesse Graff in an obstacle course. I mean, these are things that I'm going to fail miserably at. Those are the things that happen on camera that are pretty nuts.
Is there anything you won't try?
Not so far. And so, like, some of the food they bring out, I mean, they brought like a sheep eyeball out last year.
What did that taste like?
Like a sheep eyeball. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Need some ketchup.
Yeah, it's something. Man, that was disgusting. But there's something about being on TV that makes it a little easier to try things because you're sort of trying it for everybody watching who would never try it. So those are the things that happen on camera that are pretty nuts. As far as off camera, you know, it's pretty wild in the offices of the Harry Show because there's a lot of laughter. There's a lot of really bright people from different walks of life and a lot of diversity that contributes to an incredible talent pool. So it's always something fun or silly going on. It's just too many things to remember.
Why is the band so important to you?
I'm glad you asked that. The band is an extension of me, almost literally, because they're playing music that I've written for the show. So when people turn on the Harry Show, I really want them to get the full experience. So all of the music that they're hearing is music that I've written. They also happen to be brothers of mine that I've played with for the last 30 years. I mean, there's a couple of folks in this band who have played with me since 1990s. What's that, 27 years. So this is my actual touring band, and it's a motley, raggedy group, and I'm one of them. And everybody has strengths and everybody has weaknesses, and we're all imperfect, and they're the best musicians in the world, and they're the most unpredictable, and all of that is stuff I like. And the main reason is I want people to have the best show that they can possibly have. We want to be the best show on television. And when people turn on their TV at home, they're hearing the best band in the world in the middle of the day. I mean, that's incredible. And I'm proud to be able to say we did it.
And that's just, by the way, that's just a part of the show.
Yeah.
You're getting some of the best musicians in the world.
It's incredible. I mean, I think back, like, you know, when I was a kid and you turned on TV, like, I mean, they had like the Tonight Show band and stuff like that, but it wasn't, well, I guess Mike Douglas and people like that had great bands, but it's just an amazing thing to turn on the TV and hear this level of musicianship among, for example, leading ladies, these incredible women that come and sit and tell their stories, or some of the fun stuff we do with Harry Tries or Judge Harry, or the amazing performers like Patti LaBelle or Billy Joel or Gladys Knight. It's a pretty comprehensive show.
By the way, you threw in Billy Joel right now. That's a pretty big deal that you're getting him this season.
Boy, you know, he hasn't done a daytime show in over a decade, and to have him come and not only want to perform a song, but want to perform 2 songs, and I don't know if I can explain this feeling. This is Billy Joel, who's written dozens and dozens of massive hits, wrote me an email saying, hey, let's do a song together. What song of mine do you want to do? Wow. And I'm like, so I start looking like.
It's like Sophie's Choice.
It's flipping through. I'm like, come on, man. Like, are you kidding? Like, there's so many songs. So I let him pick it. And
what did he choose?
You have to wait and see.
Oh, okay, okay.
But it's one of my favorites, and I just can't. I'm honored that out of all the shows, he chose the Harry Show.
So what did it take to get him to do daytime TV again?
I saw him backstage at a concert. We were both performing, and I said, I sure would love to have you on my show, Billy. I said, I've been a fan, and I also understand what you do, and I would like a chance to help show the world my view of what that is. He said, sounds great. When do I come?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's because it was coming from you.
Maybe so, but I think when people get to know me, they know that I'm for real. Like, I genuinely love this show. Do I want to be successful? Of course I do. Do I want to make people happy? You know, I love the show, and I think that's undeniable. Whether you like me or not, whether you like the show or not, you can't deny the fact that I feel absolutely blessed doing it, and I love each and every time I get in front of the cameras.
So what else can we look forward to this season?
So the first year we tried dozens of ideas because that was our time to sort of figure out what people wanted and what they didn't want. And this show is for the people watching at home. So we were able to determine via ratings what segments people really responded to. Leading ladies, Do Re Mi, which is a fun chance for people to win really money or trips and stuff like that with the band playing music. Harry Tries, Judge Harry, all of the things that were really well received from season one we're going to do, and we're going to have, you know, more music and more incredible women on the show, and more uplifting stories and entertaining stories and aspirational stories. So we feel like we found out who we are, and we're ready to go full speed ahead.
And you have Connick's icons.
Yes.
Who is the #1 icon who's most influenced you in your life?
I've had so many. I mean, everybody from my father to, I think about all the musicians, you know, I was at a little party yesterday and Nat Cole's voice came on, Nat King Cole, and I looked at my wife and I said, what do you think his voice? And she says, I mean, I think about all the great performers, you know, who have influenced me. There have been so many. So I love to get a chance to show these amazing people off, you know.
You mentioned the importance of women in this show and in
Sure.
your life. Why do you think that you've been able to connect with women so genuinely?
I think it has to do with my upbringing. You know, I lost my mother at an early age, and I'm not sure if her loss changed my perspective on women or not. But I do know that the 13 years I had with my mother were incredible years. My grandmother, my sister, my wife, my daughters, my manager, my cousins. I mean, there have been a lot of amazing women in my life. If you go upstairs a few floors in this building, you'll see the offices where we create the show, and it's full of amazing women, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And it's not because of some quota system, it's because I've been surrounded by incredible women, and I like knowing that I'm in such capable hands when we do the show, and when these women come on the show. And if you want to get real honest about it, for some reason in 2017, there's still a disparity between some of the focus and attention that men get and women, sort of in everyday life, which is confusing to me. So if I can use the show as a way to celebrate these amazing women, maybe we can normalize all of that and realize that, you know, it's great to have great men and great women in the world, you know?
And of course, the women and men in your live studio audience enjoy a front row seat to the show every day. What role do they play in the finished product?
Well, the cool thing about this show is it sort of combines so many things that I love to do. I love singing, playing, entertaining, but live audiences are such a crucial part of who I am as a performer. And as a guy, like, I just love to get up in front of people and entertain. I don't know why, but my whole life, you can ask my grammar school teachers the same question. I love to get up and entertain people. And to have this audience this close, so enthusiastic every day, looking at an incredible sea of beautiful faces, different faces every day, is something that it's like sacred to me, something that I want to make sure I give every person the best show that I possibly can, and that goes for the viewers at home.
Now, in addition to this show, you also have Will and Grace coming back now. Why was it so important to reboot that show?
You know, this has never happened in television before, where a show has gone on so successfully for so many years, gone off the air for 11 years, and then come back. It's never happened. They couldn't have picked a better show. Very dangerous, because the magic of the first show was a result of an enormous amount of variables. You know, the director, the cast, the writers, the set, everything. They got everybody back. The cast, the writers, there's new writers, the same set. When I walked onto the set after walking off 11 years ago, it was the same set.
It's crazy.
Like, the Twinkies were in the same spot.
Oh my God.
And the wardrobe was in the same spot. And it was weird, because it was like no time had passed. And the material was it's what you come to expect from Will and Grace. It's the best writing on TV, and just funny. I mean, really, if you were a fan before, just wait until this next season. It is hysterical.
Well, we can't wait for that. We can't wait for your new season. Congratulations.
Thanks. It's great to see you
Thank you.
again.
Good to see
Thank
you.
you, man.